The Supreme Court is back, and they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ.
The answer is no. The answer would be no, right? Like, I mean, if you were the president of the United States and Caitlin Collins of CNN asked you that question about a convicted child sex trafficker, you would say no, but that's not what happened with Donald Trump. Not great considering last month, Trump refused to rule out the pardon. And on top of that, we know that because of the Trump administration, Ghislaine Maxwell, the individual who recruited minors to be raped by Epstein et al, and is a disgusting, despicable human being. She was moved to the Club Med of prisons. This is after Todd Blanche met up with Ghislaine Maxwell and got confirmation from her that President Donald Trump had no questionable or nefarious involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. Seems like a little bit of a quid pro quo situation. That's my speculation, but do with that what you will. Now, a whistleblower provided Democrats with some interesting information. There are newly obtained documents by Democrats in the House Judiciary Committee indicating that Ghislaine Maxwell has been preparing a commutation application, which she plans to submit to the Trump administration. Now, there's some possibility he could pardon her. Let's just wait and see. I mean, this guy is absolutely insane. But Ghislaine Maxwell, a name that he hasn't heard of in a long time, sure. So again, a whistleblower provided Democrats with the info, and this could be Maxwell's only out from her 20-year well-deserved prison sentence. Last month, the Supreme Court rejected her appeal, one of the rulings that I actually agree with our Supreme Court. And in the meantime, Maxwell is living in the lap of luxury in prison, if you can even call it prison, okay? Because honestly, some of the amenities at this place are better than the amenities in the building I live in. And I don't live in prison, sort of. So in July, Maxwell was moved to FPC Bryan, that is a minimum security federal prison camp in Byron, Texas. So this came after, as I said, Maxwell spoke with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. FPC Bryan is a cushy women's only federal prison for nonviolent offenders. So Ghislaine Maxwell really shouldn't be there at all, since she facilitated the rape and sometimes allegedly engaged in the rape of these minors. But nonetheless, it has a full gym, yoga and Pilates classes. They even help train service dogs there. Further, in prison emails sent to the House Judiciary Committee by a whistleblower, Maxwell wrote, "My situation is improved by being at Bryan. I'm sure it is. The institution is run in an orderly fashion, which makes for a safer, more comfortable environment for all people concerned, inmates and guards alike. The kitchen looks clean too. No possums falling from the ceiling to fry, unfortunately, on ovens and become mingled with the food being served." The whistleblower told House Democrats that the sex offenders' meals have been customized and prepared by federal prison camp employees and then personally delivered to her in her cell. Quote, "I feel like I have dropped through Alice in Wonderland's looking glass. I am much, much happier here and more importantly, safe." All right, I'm gonna pause before we go on with more details because I'm a little bit torn in how much I want to see this woman suffer, right? Because it goes against what my values are supposed to be. So Kate, I'm gonna bring you in. Because as you know, we have advocated for prison reform, right? We don't want inmates in prisons to be tortured. We want them to be rehabilitative along with punitive. But I don't want that for Ghislaine Maxwell. Am I bad?
No, I think that's exactly what I was going to say, is that my issue is not that the prison provides these things, it's that she's at this prison. Like, I'm not mad that they have rehabilitative programs there, that the people are presumably treated like actual human beings. Like, that's what we should have in our prison systems. But like, the fact that she's getting above and beyond what the normal prisoner is getting is what's so grating. And clearly, even the people at the prison know that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're a bad person. I had the same reaction.
So it's not only that she was transferred to a prison that she has no business being in the first place, it's that even in the context of this nicer prison, she's getting extra special treatment, including the ability to play with puppies. So an inmate who trains puppies to become service dogs was instructed to give one to Maxwell to play with for a period of time, even though other inmates and staff are not generally allowed to pet them. That's kind of cruel and unusual. That's like torture, to have to watch somebody else play with a puppy and you're not allowed to. I also don't want her handling puppies. Like,
that too.
She's an evil person who has victimized countless women. And by the way, I mean, many of those victims have yet to see any justice. It's just like, this whole thing is so infuriating. Additionally, she was also purportedly given a special cordoned off area for visitors, as well as snacks and refreshments for her guests, permission to go to the exercise area after hours, and special provisions to contact people outside the jail with the help of the prison warden or other personnel. Can I be in prison? Like, I mean, this is crazy. It seems like she's at a hotel, like she's chilling. And one of the top officials at Camp Bryan reportedly said that he is sick of having to be Maxwell's bitch. Okay, that's a quote. Maxwell was found guilty, by the way, of conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, conspiracy to transport minors to participate in illegal sex acts because they're minors and they're being raped, transporting a minor to participate in illegal sex acts, sex trafficking conspiracy, sex trafficking of a minor. I mean, she's scum, and she is enjoying her time at a much nicer facility because it seems like there was some sort of deal made here. That's, again, my speculation. But I want to end on that, Kate, because I'm just like so black-pilled at this point on US foreign policy, the Epstein files. To me, it's become abundantly clear that our government is dishonest, doesn't care about the American people, lies to us, and brokers all sorts of deals with disgusting people. Like, to save their own asses specifically, right? Not because they're doing it in the name of world peace, not because they're doing it because it's the right thing to do, but to save their own asses. And so obviously Trump doesn't want the Epstein files to come out. He's made that abundantly clear. And then on top of that, Todd Blanche visiting Ghislaine Maxwell, and immediately after that, transferring her to a nicer place after she says, by the way, that Trump had no involvement in any of this illegal, terrible stuff. I just think, hey, you know what? I don't really blame anyone for speculating that some sort of deal was made here. But is that unfair? I don't know. I don't want to be irresponsible, but I do want to share my speculations with everyone.
I mean, this is the exact kind of thing that the government does that makes people not trust the government. I mean, like, they couldn't have, like, you can't write, if someone wrote this in a movie, they'd be like, that's a little bit much. Like, send a government lawyer who's the president's crony to interview her, to clear his name, and then move her to what's basically like a resort. I'm kind of surprised that she even wants to leave. Like, things are good for her. And if she leaves, like, she's people don't want her to speak. I'm sure she clearly knows a lot about Epstein's associates.
Oh, that's
like,
a good point.
She's living a great life right now in that prison. I'm kind of surprised. And I think the first time we talked about this, I said, I really don't think he's gonna pardon her, Trump, because I thought someone would tackle him before he was able to do that. But like, I don't know anymore. I mean, you just covered the story today about the 50-year mortgage and how literally one housing official went to him and was like, yo, I think this is kind of a good idea. And like 2 seconds later, he was truth socialing about it. So like one person goes up to him, I don't know, maybe that day he's like, sure, like let's just commute her sentence, let's pardon her, and that's it. So I have less faith now than I did a couple of months ago that she's gonna stay in prison for her full sentence, which is horrible because she is scum.
Absolute scum, absolute scum. Anyway, all right, I'm sure we'll get more leaks from inside the Club Med of prisons as she gets special treatment, even in that context.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.